This is my third time trying to film this video. I'm trying to make it short but still informational. This is my video on cloth pads and menstrual cups. So I just want to say, I think everyone should watch this video. I don't care what gender you are, male, female, other. You need to watch this because I'm pretty sure you're going to come into contact with someone who has a period. And also, if you're a really negative person and you're going to be judgmental about this video and tell me that this is gross, just take your keyboard, throw it across the room, and just sit here and listen to this video because you are highly misinformed, and I would like you to listen. I feel like this whole phobia of the menstrual cycle needs to go away. It's a natural body process and we're so grossed out by it, and I don't know why. It's a normal thing and people need to not be so worried about it. I just want to start off saying why I started using reusable stuff, and I actually found out about them because I was searching for comfortable pads to wear because I was wearing tampons way too much. You're supposed to use the lightest absorbency for your flow because of the risk for TSS, and also because tampons just dry out your vagina and it's awful feeling. I was someone who wore tampons the entire time, the entire cycle, and by the end I was just so sore and dry and uncomfortable. So, and I didn't want to, my period has actually recently gotten lighter and I didn't want to end up getting TSS or some other kind of problem because I was wearing tampons so much. So I was searching for comfortable pads and I came across these videos by a girl named Bree. Her channel is called Precious Stars Pads. I will link her down below because she has some really good videos. She's 16 years old. She started her own business. She does this YouTube channel. She talks about different menstrual products, reusable menstrual products, and she just has really good videos that I will link for you because she can explain this so much better. There's also some Facebook groups that I'll link down below for people who want to sew their own pads. There's a sewing group. They can tell you what kind of fabrics to use, what kind of patterns, and they can help you with anything. And it's a really nice group. It's really helpful, so I'll link them all to you if I can. A lot of people want to switch over to reusable stuff because they are hearing about all the chemicals that are used in making disposable pads. I know that in tampons there's a material called rayon that I think is like, I think they called it the perfect breeding ground for the bacteria that causes TSS. There are some more natural, like 100% organic cotton pads and tampons which are a lot better for you. I wanted to switch to those ones as well, but I could not find them where I live. So I've switched to cups and pads. So I'm going to start off explaining my menstrual cup. This is a small Maluna Sport. It's just a small cup. It's got these ribs on the end and a little ball stem. And I ordered this one because the Maluna Sport is firmer than other cups. And it's really not that firm. If you see, it's really bendy. I don't remember what Maluna makes their cups out of. I think it's called TPE, but most of them make their cups out of a medical grade silicone. So they are medical grade, you don't have to worry about them. They're not absorbent, they're just a cup. They just hold your flow. And you can wear them for up to 12 hours, which is the other amazing thing. You completely forget you're on your period because you can just wear it for 12 hours. You know, put it in the morning, go to school, come home, take it out, you're good to go. I got the Sport because when I do work out, I like to do high intensity interval training and I do a lot of burpees and jump squats, and I didn't want the tensing up of my body to break the seal, because when you put in a menstrual cup it makes a seal. You'll fold it when you put it in and it will pop open and it will make a seal with your skin inside you, and that way it won't like leak out the side or anything. Maluna has a classic which is softer than this, and then they have a soft which is like really soft, and I would recommend that for someone who's never used even tampons. I've never actually felt it, but I know from other people's videos that they're really soft. They have three different sizes. I got the small because my period is relatively light now. They have the medium and they have a large, which is for women who have given birth. If you have a heavier flow, I would recommend, and you haven't had a baby, I would recommend getting the medium possibly. Although on my heaviest day, I've never even filled it up halfway. That's the other thing. People think they bleed a lot, and you really don't. Some people do, and that's just the way it is. And if you're bleeding too much, you should go talk to your doctor about what is normal, just to make sure. So I've never even filled it up halfway, but I'm just going to show you how I insert mine. There's a bunch of different folds. You can search videos on how to insert menstrual cups, but I do the punch down fold, where you punch down one side of the cup and then pinch it together, and that just makes the tip of the cup really small. Also have this part to hold on to, and let me just, that's the opening of your vagina. You'll insert it at an angle towards your back, and then when I get to my fingers touching my body, I'll let it go and it will pop open, and then you can take the end. And sometimes if you're not sure if it's opened all the way, what I do is the stem will still be sticking out, so I'll kind of wiggle it back and forth and just make sure I've got it all the way up to, you kind of want the stem to still be at the opening, but it can tend to ride up sometimes depending on how high your cervix is, which is something Bree will talk about in one of her videos on how to choose a menstrual cup. So you'll get it inside, and then if you're worried that it's not open, you can just stick your finger in and go around the cup. It can be kind of uncomfortable, but it's just the best way to feel and make sure that it's opened. For me, sometimes I feel like it's not open. This is another reason I like the Maluna, because it will take the shape of your body. When I take this out, it's usually in kind of a D shape, which means my vagina is kind of in the shape of a D. So I was feeling that little dent and I was like, is it open? But I wasn't leaking, so I was like, okay, it must be open. That's why I like this material. It will take the shape and you won't leak. Then to remove, if it rides up a little bit, which is what mine tends to do because I have a high cervix, all you have to do is put a leg on the toilet or on your tub or squat, and you bear down a little bit so it'll push the cup down a little bit. You'll be able to feel the stem. Then you can just grab the stem, twist and kind of wiggle while you're bearing down, and then once you can reach the grips, you just squeeze it to break the seal, and then you wiggle it back and forth, and then you could just take it out, dump it in the toilet, and rinse it out. So for people worried about doing this in a public restroom, most of the time you won't even have to change it when you're out. You can wear it for 12 hours, so you won't have to change it in public. But if you have a really heavy flow, or you notice that you're leaking and you have to change it, you know, if you have to take it out, put it back in public, what a lot of people do is they'll take a water bottle with them into the bathroom so that they can rinse it into the toilet. And some people will just wipe it out with toilet paper, but I feel like that makes it too dry. I like to insert it while it's wet because it gives you a little bit of lubrication and it makes it easier to put in. So that's what people do in a public restroom. There's also cleaners, I think, that they make for cups that you can use to rinse them out. They say not to use wipes. I'm not sure why. I think it's because wipes aren't meant for inside of you and they can irritate your skin. So I would just use water. What I do at home to change it is I'll take it out, dump it in the toilet, put it in the sink, and just run hot water over it. That way it'll kill some bacteria if it got on it too. I'll just let the hot water run over it while I'm taking care of my other business in the bathroom, and then stick it back in and I'm good to go. Yeah, that's really all there is to it. Cups are really nice. You forget you're on your period because you can wear them so long. They're just like tampons, but they don't absorb and your vagina doesn't get dried out completely. Remember if I said this already, but to clean it, you boil it for 5 minutes, but I also do that at the end of my period. At the end of my period, I'll boil it for 5 minutes, and they have a bag that they send with it. After I boil it, I'll stick it in the bag, and it will just go in my bathroom cupboard with my cloth pads. So that's why I like my menstrual cup.